everybody. Welcome to And Here's Modi. We are here in the studio with a very, very special guest, Periel.
Yes, hi.
Yes, a special guest, but with Periel, a good friend of
our
Jessica,
good friend.
of our good friend Jessica Kirsten,
Uh-huh.
who gave a jab that she hasn't been on the podcast.
Yeah.
She sent us a guest, but she herself hasn't been on. But she gave us a jab, like, oh, I'm surprised you want me on. She said but Jessica couldn't make it because she's not feeling well. Refuah shlema, she should be quick healing. We have a guest today,
Neta Shoham.
Good. Yeah.
Neta Shoham.
Yeah.
From Israel.
Yeah.
Before we get started, we of course want to thank our partners and sponsors, A&H Provisions. Best hot dogs in the world, and now people have been sending us, stop saying it's just the best hot dogs. We think they're the best salami and pastrami, and so we have the best provisions, delicious. The website is?
First of all, it's Glatt Kosher.
Glatt Kosher, of course, no, but everybody knows.
And it's www.kosherdogs.net.
Yep. And 30% off your first order with promo code MODI, M-O-D-I. And of course, we want to thank Weitz and Luxembourg, the law firm that not only does well, they do good. I love that.
It's an hour every time to which one goes first, right?
My dyslexia, I never know which one goes first. I just saw Arthur Luxembourg, friend of ours, and Randy we had Shabbat together in Florida at the Altir Hotel,
Okay.
which is this kosher hotel that's in, I have to give a shout out to it. They were great. Beautiful kosher hotel in Bal Harbor, where it's like a Pesach program that's all year round.
Really?
It's like there's always a meal happening downstairs you can buy into, and so you see all these like religious people, not so religious people, and then people who just found it on Expedia.com. Like, there's a great location, great size room, great price, and it just works. And it's a great location. It's a great hotel, and we spent 9 days there. So
wow.
Yeah. We were there for a minute. We had shows in all over Florida.
Wait a second. I haven't seen you since New Year's.
Yeah, it's been insane.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We were in Florida. We have a guest here today. Let me just get to this, and then we can talk about other stuff. Our guest, Neta
Shoham.
Yeah. Shoham.
Which means onyx.
Yeah.
Yes. Also Moses, she says it means.
Yeah, it was Moses.
What do you mean? It was
Moses?
So many Israeli people changed their names to Hebrew names. During the Holocaust, we were Moses.
That was your last name?
Yeah. And then when they came to Israel, they changed it.
You could have tried Smith. It would have been easier to...
It's the same letters in Hebrew, Moshe.
Uh-huh.
So they just...
And you figured that Nazis wouldn't catch on to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Whatever works for you. I'm so happy that's great. More important, you are a reporter for Channel 12 in Israel. Those of you who don't know, that's the government... The what?
No, not the government.
No, sorry.
The main channel in Israel. Yeah.
So like, it's like the CNN of Israel.
Yeah.
The CNN of Israel, Channel 12, the CNN of Israel. You are a writer, copywriter, and reporter. So like when we read things on the website, it's things that you've written.
Some of them, yeah. I wrote...
Not all, but obviously not all. There's too much.
Yeah, I just wrote about like Ukraine and how the Holocaust survivor in Israel, what they think about what happened in Ukraine back then when, they called them Nazis and it was a big deal there. And the Holocaust survivor in Israel, I mean, this is a subject that I feel for it because they are so strong people.
Yes.
And even in October 7th, my grandma talked with her friends about it, and all they say, it's like this reminds me the Holocaust. It reminds me the Holocaust, like how they burned the houses, how they took people from their
homes.
Some of them say it was even worse than the Holocaust because it sounds horrific, but the Germans just killed you, they just shoot you. Here, they raped you. They burned you alive. They cut your organs. They raped you in front of your kids, in front of your husbands. they just was so satisfied to hurt you, not just shoot you, but hurt you before. So they say
Barbarians, the absolute
exactly,
barbarians.
yeah,
No other
yeah,
word, there's no
no,
other word for it. They're
yeah,
barbaric and they're barbarians.
hmm
Um, so were the Nazis. But you've been writing. So there's an amazing story behind it. You told us that you left Channel 12
right,
before October 7, and then you went back because of October, after what happened on
yeah,
October 7.
yeah.
What happened that brought you back there?
The connection. I mean, you cannot. We are not doing anything right now, but talking about what's going on in Israel. People left their jobs. People go to the military again. People. All we do is focus on the war right now, and I feel that.
And mainly getting the hostages out.
Yeah,
That's
and,
number one.
Yeah, and this is the place that I feel that I can give more than just do some other stuff like
To
social.
disseminate the news, yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
No, I've
Yeah,
spoken
yeah.
with my friends and family in Israel, and they said whenever anybody gets together, all they talk about is what's happening and who they know that's out there and who they know as a hostage.
Yeah.
Because Israel's a very small country, and there's maybe 2 degrees of separation at most between you and anybody.
Yeah.
So
Israel, it's like New Jersey.
yeah.
The size of New Jersey.
The size of New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're writing. So you did this piece on this Holocaust survivor who was from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
And what about the war itself in Israel? Like, are you writing articles about obviously what's happening now?
Yeah. There's so I do mostly about the Holocaust survivor, but
Okay.
yeah, but there were before October 7th, we were so divided in Israel, and
Yes.
so many people hate Channel 12, or it's like, I guess, Fox News and CNN here.
Okay.
I
So
guess. I don't
so
know.
if Channel 12 is CNN, which one is Fox News?
Channel 14.
14. Okay.
Yeah, which they are about Bibi.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna talk about politics, of course. So we were so divided, and it was so hard for you as an Israeli to fight all the time with your people.
Right.
And then after October 7th, you just felt the connection again. I mean, there's something about the Jewish that to live together, we have a problem, but in times of war, we're one unit. We cannot, no one can.
I always say that about whenever you're in Israel, it's like people are like screaming at each other in the traffic and
Yeah.
cursing at like soccer games. But like if anything happens, every single front door in Tel Aviv will be open and they will take you in. It's incredible like that.
Yeah, my dad say that the American talk about what they agree about, like the weather, and we love to talk about what we aren't agree about.
What
We
you
don't
We
agree
don't
about.
agree about.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
Right.
disagree. Yeah.
So yes, me and Leo were my husband. We were in Israel the week before the war, and we saw the protests against the government.
Yeah.
And then the war happened, and obviously everything changed. In the Knesset, have they united at all? Have they figured their
So, yeah.
garbage out yet, or no?
Yeah, Bibi's party and the other party, of Gantz party,
Gantz, yeah.
they create a
Coalition.
coalition together, and they work together at this war, because the other parties that were there, they were so extreme. They were very
Yes.
right wings, and believe they're religious, so
Yeah.
they don't really know something about military and stuff like that. So obviously they come together, they
Yeah.
build something together.
So it's interesting.
It's insane if you think about it.
Yeah.
Israel before this war was just the fight that was inside.
Mm-hmm.
The fight that was inside brought on this other fight. It's when your internal kishkas are blowing up, there's an effect from the outside as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, do people say that, or is that like a thing you can't say? That this happened because we are off. I always think if the Jews ever got all along, Mashiach would be completely here.
Yeah.
If the Jews got along, the rest of the world would fall into place.
Yeah.
but we were so divided before this war.
There's a story that the angels come to God and ask him, why do you prefer the Jewish people? Why are they your favorites? And then he say, wait until you see your neighbors, like, the Arabs around you. So yeah, when we are not strong and together, and the Hamas knew that.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the reasons why they did it.
Of course.
This exact time. I mean, they
a movie named Golda just came out.
Right.
This is 50 years ago, exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And only now we're seeing, people who are, they're getting to see what really happened inside the Yom Kippur War.
Yeah.
There was the documentary about the nuclear power plant in Ukraine. Chernobyl. Only 20 years later did we find out really what happened. I think we're going to find out a lot earlier, and then blame will start to happen and all of that stuff. But this is it. We were troubled inside, and it causes trouble outside.
Yeah.
When your body's in harmony, things are on your outside are in harmony too.
Yeah.
So
And I lived there by Gaza Strip in one of the kibbutzes.
Which kibbutz?
Mefalsim.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really near to Sderot and to Be'eri, and we had this conception that nothing like this could happen again because we are so strong and we have the best army. I walk there at night, at mornings, everywhere, like every day.
Is that where you grew up?
No, I studied there. I had at my college. I lived there 5 years. But you felt so safe in
really?
This area. Yeah. And those people who were murdered, they were very pro peace. How do you say it?
Right. They were the liberal ones. The people that were murdered were the ones that were always on the sides of the Arabs and the Palestinians, and they should have more, and they should give them more, and they're the ones that they killed.
Exactly.
To them, there's no differentiation between Jews.
No.
But they smile, but there's no difference. A Jew is a Jew is a Jew is a Jew to them.
And I have to say, it's not about the religion. It's not about the Quran. It's about the culture and how they educate their children. I mean, all they want is to kill us.
That's it. That's the main goal.
Yeah.
In America, it's capitalism, make money, get another job, refinance. Over there, it's kill. How can we kill and kill and kill and kill? It's absolutely insane. I don't usually talk about this. I don't. I focus on comedy and bringing laughter to the Jewish people. It's what's insane is that it's also, does no one ever read a history book? Does no one read the Torah? There's no one, whenever you come for the Jews, the Hamas, Amalek, Haman, all of these people that are it's just a reincarnation of the Amalek, the people that tried to kill us. And it's just, and they never win. How do they think this is going to end up? Not well for them. Not well for Gaza and for the Palestinians.
Whenever we talk about this, I think that we always say, to make the distinction between Hamas and the Palestinian people, right? I think that Hamas doesn't care about the Palestinian people who are being killed right now. I think that's what people don't understand, is that Hamas is the biggest enemy to the Palestinian people.
Of course.
They don't care if their kids are going to die or live.
Right.
It's horrible.
No. Say, be specific. Hamas doesn't care if the Palestinians are going to die or live. Right.
Yeah, they don't.
But many of the Palestinians are on Hamas's side.
Yeah, and this is...
And they're indoctrinated into it. So let's not say... So when we say the civilians, I don't know if you know what happened today. Or last night in Crown Heights. A few in Crown Heights, the Lubavitch Center, a few of the boys they tried to make a tunnel between the mikveh and the synagogue. Okay? Now, they say that all the Palestinians didn't know anything about the tunnels. They didn't know someone was drilling and building tunnels underneath their hospitals, their schools, their homes. These few Jewish boys started to dig a little bit underneath the thing, and the guy from upstairs comes down. Hello, do you have a permit? No. He calls the police. You don't know if someone's drilling underneath your home. I don't know when the civilians. They're not that innocent over there.
They're not.
They're not. If they were innocent, they'd call up Israel and say, "Look, this is what's happening. They're about to send bombs from here and there and there and there." And Israel gave them those opportunities. Here's a phone number to call if you see someone's about to send rockets over. It's absolute. So when we say the innocent civilians, the innocent is a very, I don't know if it's marred. They are stained. They're indoctrinated into growing up and thinking that the main goal of life is killing Jews.
Right, but also if you go against Hamas, they kill you.
Right. So it's a no. But many of them are on that side. Are on the let's just kill Israel and kill and kill and kill and kill.
And many
Can you imagine how exhausting is that? Could you imagine that your main goal is in your head the whole time is just to kill and kill and kill? How can we kill? Let's build a tunnel.
I think some people don't understand their set of mind. Their set of mind.
Their mindset, yes.
Mindset, sorry. It's different than Americans' mindset or the Israeli or any democratic country.
Right.
They don't believe that we have the right to exist.
Absolutely.
Period.
Right.
We just want to live in peace. This is the difference. Like, you want to build something.
Right.
They just want you to destroy you.
Correct.
They can't stand the fact that the Jewish people are the one who ran the country, are the one who they can't stand it.
Right.
And what I'm saying, they're always in the victim mood.
Right.
My grandma, she's Holocaust survivor. She came from Romania. Her family been killed. She was a refugee in Israel. She had nothing, but she built herself. She didn't sit all day and say, oh my God, I'm so poor and I have nothing. No, she built herself and she becomes something and create herself. And this is something I think we are so strong and we feel we cannot show weakness, because if we show weakness, they will kill us.
There's no weakness. So as you kept bringing up Holocaust survivors, so I have a Holocaust survivor in my life I speak to frequently throughout the week. Tina's father, Rabbi Yoikel in Miami, all there, completely there. He was completely not in shock from. He's like another episode of the Holocaust. It's literally, he said it was like watching another season of the continuation of the Holocaust. This is a guy that was in Bergen-Belsen and Auschwitz and Dachau and all those the brand name camps, and he said we knew it was going to happen. When people say never again, it's no. The never again is the never again. You're going to go hit a Jew and not feel a repercussion. Now, when you talk bad about, when you can't say in front of the Congress that the genocide of Jews is not okay, you lose your job. So all the presidents of Harvard and
MIT
and UPenn, they lost their jobs, and even better, they found that she plagiarized and it all came out. Haman, like it all comes out.
By the way, they lost their positions as the president.
Yeah.
They're still working at the school.
Okay. But they got the shot. They got the shot back. They understand what now it means to say that genocide is okay. It's you attack Israel and your country now, your strip, your Gaza, your Palestine, whatever you want to call that, is now a parking lot. You caused that. Back in the day, you killed a Jew. 1940, 1935, you killed a Jew, you hit a Jew, there were no repercussions. Congratulations, what a great job you did. You threw a rock through the Jew's window. Good job. Now, it's not like that. It's you're gonna get repercussions back. And that's what's happening in my eyes. I don't know how you see it on Channel 12.
I'm so upset of how dumb people are, how dumb and how ignorant they are. They don't even know. I mean, they scream from the river to the sea. What river, what sea?
Right.
they call us Zionists like it's a bad thing. What is Zionist? Do you know what is Zionist? They
Mhm.
don't know. Like,
No.
and all those people who are pro-Palestinians probably left their homeland. I don't know, Afghanistan, Iraq, I don't know why they left their homeland, because they have no democracy there. They have no rights there. They came to America because they have rights here.
Right.
It's so easy to sit here and talk about it.
Yeah. It's very easy to sit here
yes.
and say that.
No one would like to be in Gaza right now. No one want to be there. The life in Gaza were so amazing, so successful. People lived together. It was really nice place. It was beautiful
When?
place. Before 2005.
Right.
before
So
we
you,
left.
the audience should know that you used to live in Gaza.
Yeah, I live in Gaza Strip.
You live in Gaza
yeah,
Strip.
my
yes.
family lived there,
Right.
and it was. They have airport there. They had an airport there. It was really beautiful place. The sea, the beaches, everything.
Right.
Since we left,
Since Israel, so Israel,
Gush Katif.
Gush Katif.
Okay,
yeah.
Gush
so
Katif.
explain that.
Explain to people what Gush Katif is.
Okay, it's like
in 2005,
In 2005, there was an area called Gush Katif.
yeah,
There was homes.
yeah,
There were factories.
yeah.
There were beautiful buildings. There were schools. And the Arabs said, if you leave this, we will give you peace.
The thing is,
Yes.
the Jewish people there always been killed. There was always terror attack. So the government says, okay, we are leaving. We will leave Gush Katif, so you can live in peace, because we know. I mean, they thought it will bring peace.
Who's they?
The government, the Israeli government.
Right. Thought that if they would leave, there would be peace.
Yeah.
it was peace for land. That was what
Yeah.
the
yeah,
agreement was.
Yeah.
Right.
You can get Gaza. We don't want Gaza. Take Gaza.
Well, I don't think it was we don't want Gaza. I mean,
No,
people,
yeah,
hundreds of
yeah,
thousands
yeah,
of people
you're
were
right.
very upset.
You're
yeah,
right,
they
you're
were
right,
ripped
I'm
out of their
sorry.
homes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
you're
were
right.
ripped
You're
out
right.
of their homes. The
You're right.
videos and the scenes, I remember that because that was 2005. I
Yeah.
bought my apartment in 2004. I remember sitting there, I couldn't imagine someone just dragging me out of my house. I remember that so clearly, watching those videos, crying, like watching whatever it was, Facebook or YouTube or whatever it was back then, that was pouring this news out.
Mhm.
And they dragged them out of their homes and left these homes and left factories and buildings and schools. And what did the Palestinians do? Instead of they blew them up. Instead of here's a factory, here's a school, they blew them up.
I didn't know that.
Barbarians.
Yeah.
We're dealing with barbarians. We need to, the way they dehumanize us, the Nazis, why were they able to kill the Jews? Because Hitler explained to them that this is not a real human being. This is a rat. You're killing a rat. So the Hamas are indoctrinated in their heads that this is somebody we have to kill. So the whole thing of we need to make peace with them has to stop coming into our head. We are dealing with barbarians, and they have to be killed. And there's no other way around it. There's no other way around it. The peace thing is over.
You're right.
That option's off the table. It's off the table. It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
There's no peace. We're done. That's in my I don't usually talk my thoughts out. I usually don't.
In the end of the day,
I don't live in Israel. I don't serve in the army. I don't vote. I barely know what the hell's going on in the government. But in broad strokes of what I see, of what I think of past history, there is no peace option. This is it. But on the same term, I believe the whole thing could end tomorrow with just a little bit of Mashiach energy. Believe it or not, I still believe that any day I could wake up, log on, and just like all the hostages are released. I really believe every day I wake up, I could see the news, all the hostages have been released. You have to keep that in your heart too.
Yeah.
But we have to know what
But we also have to act. We also have to.
100%.
I mean, okay, you talked about history.
Yeah.
After World War II, we got the mandate from US, from Europe. We got the mandate to build a country.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we could live together by then. Like they said, okay, you got this part, the Arabs and the Israelis. And they didn't want it. So what they did, just start a war. So every time during the history, we always give them a hand for peace. We try to make peace. Take the land, take those parts. But they never I mean, now the conception is, we change our
But
conception
also,
about
it's
it.
like-
No, no,
because-
that
it's a
was-
big, it's a big thing she's talking about here. Noam said, Noam from the Comedy
Yeah.
Cellar also said the thought of not looking for peace is such a strange idea because what was peace? We want peace, we want peace. Now at least it's understood that there is no peace.
yeah.
But also, it's like this was in 1948. There was a war, and these were the borders that were created. It's like nobody's leaving anymore. Like, it's not even like a conversation of like, we were here, we weren't here.
Right.
It's like, this is who's there now. Like, the Jews aren't leaving Israel, right?
Right.
Like,
But
that-
we're dealing with somebody who thinks they all should be destroyed.
Because they always in the victimhood. Why aren't you built yourself? You have so many sources in Gaza.
All of that cement, they could have built the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
They could have built the Satai Hotel. They could have built hotel strips, and they're on the border of Egypt. You could have day trips to. It could have been like the new Paris of the Middle East, like Beirut was.
We had
and-
a very big journalist on the Cellar Show who's like an expert in Israel, Palestine, and he said that they had the opportunity to turn Gaza in 2005 when Israel unilaterally pulled out into the Singapore of the Middle East.
Yeah,
Totally.
Exactly
what I just
that.
said.
Exactly what you just said.
But instead, tunnels. They built a human sewer. They built a human sewer
And
instead
at
of
the-
building a destination. They built a human sewer.
We gave them money. We give them money all the time. And it's not going to the citizen. It's not going to
So
them.
that's the thing that breaks my heart, honestly. Like, it's horrific to watch because I don't know. I feel like my whole life, I've always felt like most of the Palestinian people just want to live a normal life. They just want to live in
That's what we
peace.
thought.
Yeah.
And their corrupt government takes all of their aid money, and it's horrible. First of all, it's horrible to find out that maybe a lot of people are with Hamas, like that
Yeah.
they.
Yes.
But it's also equally.
It's people that smiled at you. From the stories from the kibbutzim, these are people that came over every day, smiled, and how are you? And they knew your children's name and where your children go to and where your children are, and they knew where to work and they knew where everything was in the kibbutz. When they showed up in the kibbutz, they didn't know where. They didn't have to go look. They knew what was going on.
They're the ones who gave the plans, right?
Yeah, and then that was it. It was one big. It was a lie. They all hated us, and they all.
Don't say all.
But not all. But they. Yeah, I don't know. It might be all.
The
It might be
terrorists,
all. I'm so sorry.
the
It
terrorists
might be
there,
all.
they are the stars. They get the money. The school is like, they adore Hitler. They teach about.
I know.
Hitler.
I've seen all of those books and
Look,
the
I can't turn him off when he's on Netflix. If anything comes on with Hitler on Netflix, I have to watch. So I get it. What's the vibe in Israel? What everybody going back to restaurants to what? Is it a little bit something of normality? Obviously, they're all talking about the war all
Yeah.
the
the time.
hostages.
But is it the hostages? That's
Yeah.
the main thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a small country and people know people. People know everyone. And
Oh,
in every family, we're going to the military now or know someone that is hostage. And we hear more and more evidence about what they are doing to the girls.
Yeah.
I mean, we say it's 3 months. Maybe some women are pregnant there.
oh my God!
And you can already see the belly
Really?
after 3 months. You don't know. And I and the boys and the guys, no one talk about it. I mean, we talk about it, but I'm sure they just treat them like
Rags.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like rats, and hit them and beat them. And they are 80. There's people 85, like
Yeah, and babies.
and babies.
And babies.
I don't know if they're still.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I don't know
I mean-
either. I pray to God that there is. I know there's a part of the prayer and you Matira Surim. Every time I sing it or whatever, I scream it out. Release Neta Shoam releases the
Yeah,
imprisoned.
yeah,
Um, but more, it's not like a prisoner from a jail.
yeah.
Anyway, it's heart wrenching when it just pops up on your Instagram. I can't imagine living in Israel and you see it.
And every day another soldier has been killed,
Yeah,
another person that you know has been killed, and you just pray that it's not someone you know.
that you know, that's the one you have a connection to.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I think
Wow.
something break because we thought we are in a good place. We thought we are secure. We have we safe.
Before October 7th.
Yeah,
Yes.
we are safe, and we just found out that we're not, and that
Right.
all of them just don't want us. They don't want us.
Yeah.
They don't want peace. And
Maybe it's just a big awakening. Like I said,
yeah,
the
it
piece is
is.
off the table
Yeah.
now. Now it's just here. If it's your civilians of ours, it will be your civilians.
And what people expect when they say stop the war? What are they expect?
Absolutely insane. And not offering hostages. Ceasefire, but we're not offering all the
No.
hostages back. So you write for Channel 12. But again, give us some more stories that's happening there. What's
Wow, I can tell you about the day one, like what happened on October 7th.
Where were you?
Yeah.
He was in Israel too.
Yeah.
Where were you? Where?
I was at the Satai Hotel in Yafo,
Mm-hmm.
and the war began at 6 a.m. that morning, and then we were on a flight to Paris. We were scheduled for a flight. It wasn't like we got on the flight. We were months ago had this flight
Yeah.
scheduled on Saturday the 7th to fly out of Tel Aviv to Paris, and thank God it took off.
Oh my God.
But that we woke up and went to the bomb
We went
shelters
to
and all of that stuff. Yeah.
I remember no one knows what's going on. I remember I woke up and I opened the channel, and suddenly, like, people from their houses in the kibbutz called the channel, and they're like, please help me, because no one was not the police, the army, no one. And they called the news anchors and the reporter, please help me, I'm here, they coming, they are here. And I remember some girl, Ella Ben Ami, she's like, they took my dad to Gaza. And the news anchor, Danny Kushmaro, he's like, how do you know that? And she's like, I saw it on Telegram, I saw pictures. And then we start to see some pictures of raping, and it was so crazy. And then they say Hamas occupied the kibbutzes. And you're like, what? And you just scared because there were 3,000 Arabs, Hamas, civilians that came there, and you see everything was burned, which is so barbaric, like to burn houses. And just more and more stories, and you're like, what? Just imagine that you live in New Jersey, I don't know, and someone came to your house at 6 a.m., killing your babies, hanging, I'm sorry that it's so graphic, but
No.
they are hanging some children, them, cut your organs, cut your private parts, rape you, cut your
Yeah.
Just
Videotape it
Videotaping it.
and upload it to your Facebook
and
page.
you know how we know that we're the good ones?
How?
Because we have no satisfaction to kill people.
None.
They call their parents and say, Mom, I killed a Jew.
Yeah.
We have no satisfaction. When the war starts, I don't know if people know it, but we are protect the civilians there, and with the tanks that they go south, we
You're creating a barrier for them.
Yeah.
So the Hamas doesn't come and take them, bring them back. Right.
Yeah.
Hamas needs them to be in a place where Israel's bombing.
And
Right.
if we told them, leave your house and go south, Hamas wait for them and kill them. And it's all on the Telegram. You can see it.
But it is on the Telegram, but no one's looking at that.
Because
no one's looking.
this
When I say Channel 12, I follow Arutz, I follow Channel 12, I follow all the stuff. But I'm in the know. I lived in Israel. I'm from Israel. I was there when the war began. People who don't know don't follow this. They follow crazy, insane influencers that are spinning this into such a demented way. So the stupid, like you said before, the uninformed people, it's just so crazy. So what's Channel 12 trying to do to make sure that the real story gets out there?
Just tell the truth.
Not that I'm making you the spokesman for Channel 12.
Of course, but just say the truth. Just we talk facts, like we just show what's going on, and it seems like those people don't care about facts.
Show what's going on is let me so we there's a news venue here called NPR. NPR, and when they air things, it's they give you the facts. It's the way they present them that is so scary and so skewed anti-Israel. There was a ceasefire for a few days, and how did it end? Rockets were sent from Hamas into Israel. That's how the ceasefire ended. So NPR that day said, and because I've had a clip on the radio, NPR said, today Israeli military bombed Gaza, and then they said Hamas sent rockets back over.
Right.
That's what happened.
Yes, but
That's
they
what happened.
skipped a very important part.
That it began. Thus the ceasefire ending. So basically, they're saying Israel bombed Gaza. That ended the ceasefire, and Hamas now has to send rockets over.
And also, when the New York Times, but also when the New York Times said that Israel bombed Al Shifa Hospital, which first of all was proven to not be true
by Channel 12.
Right, by Channel 12.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they shot. Yeah, they took a shot.
And it's what you're saying is true, because like by the time they're like, oh, whoops, it's like the damage has already been done. But I don't know how interested people are in the truth.
I don't know.
I think that
you know what? It's like
people are happy to hate the
people.
Jews.
The people
they love
people screaming out at the pro-Palestine. I don't want to say demonstrations. Absolute mini terror attacks all over America is what those Palestinian protests are. They're just doing terror. They're banging on cars. They're blocking traffic. They're
a little girl, I think, was injured or died or was very sick because she was trying to go to the hospital in an ambulance.
Yeah, so they're not.
But where is Hamas? Hamas is your government, the Gaza government. Where are you?
It's just
don't come to us.
It's a vessel, kli.
Yeah.
Kli. Yeah. This Gaza thing is a kli to unleash your anti-Semitism.
It's like
to say, I really hate Jews without screaming, I hate Jews. Free Palestine is I hate Jews.
And what is Palestine?
I don't know.
But also, what does it mean? What does it mean?
No, but how do you describe Palestine?
Okay, so
yeah,
before when the British were in Israel, or the Ottoman, which was the Turkish, they call all of us Palestinians.
Right.
Because it's Plishtim from the Tanakh, from the Bible, Plishtim. And that's it. And they just decided to stay with that name.
Right.
While
in America
but there was never Palestine.
Right. There was never a state of Palestine.
Yeah, never.
But everybody on October 8th became an expert, a historian, a social studies major, geopolitical commentator on Israel. Oh, the Balfour Declaration. And everybody began to spew whatever they could read on the internet.
So go to Europe and protest there.
Yeah, no, listen.
They are the one that gave us the mandate. They are.
Correct, but Europe is going through its own little Hamas.
Yeah.
Europe's got its own little problem right now. We're just tours, and I'm about to head back and do a show.
And what was
Düsseldorf and
all the things with Bin Laden? People talked about Bin Laden on TikTok.
They said that they like fell in love with Bin Laden. That his letter to America after was like, oh, this is amazing, and actually Bin Laden was a hero.
Yeah, to them he's a hero. He's a part of Amalek, Haman, Nazis. It's a part of the whole It's a part of it. Bin Laden was one of those evils. Where's he? Dead, also dead. Where's his Al Qaeda? It's no one sees the end before.
And what about, I don't want to, not to totally change
crazy.
the subject, but putting almost politics aside for a second, what about all the feminists?
Right?
Where the fuck are all of
Now it's
these?
a podcast. She screamed that F word out. Now that's the end. Here's Modi podcast. It has to be one big F out of her.
I'm the only
Yeah.
person. Anybody else curses, you don't say a word. I curse, I get. Where are all of the women?
They're
who-
they're with the Queers for Palestine.
Right.
Did you see the
Yeah.
video of the Palestinian woman or screaming at the gays? They were like pro Palestine, and then she goes, "You're animals. You should be killed." It's like, and she's holding the Palestinian
my
flag,
God. Oh my
and she's
God.
yelling at them. They're
That's
so
funny.
stupid.
Oh my God.
They just like, "Oh, who's the victim here? Oh, it's Palestinian."
And all the gay the LGBTQ community, you know what they're gonna do to you in Gaza?
Yeah,
If you're gay?
they don't want to hear that. It's like they don't even know that. They don't know that. They just here's the victim. That's who we have to post about now, and that's who my husband turned his account off because he was so nauseous from the people we knew that were sending out this crazy energy on Instagram. Anyway.
What's interesting me is I feel like since October 7th, so the comedian, the Jewish comedian,
Yes.
have been spoken a lot more than just like some other Jewish
Yeah.
actress or
Mhm.
I just wonder why. Like
What are you saying that they're more spoken or they're doing a lot of comedy about it?
yeah,
they're
no,
he's saying
the
that
comedian.
the
are-
comedians are more
the-
outspoken
Yeah,
than
like
like
Michael Ra-
actors
Oh,
and
in
other.
Yeah.
Israel.
No,
No,
here.
here.
I mean,
Oh,
Michael Rappaport, you.
Yes.
Yeah, like
I don't know. I
it's
don't know.
interesting.
We're selling tickets to people who will come see us, and anybody coming to see me is basically in my headspace. Maybe somebody who has to sell tickets to a movie that has to be in the millions of audiences doesn't want to hurt into that audience group.
It seems like you don't scared.
Yeah, I
speak.
think that, I mean, maybe I'm being naive, maybe Modi's right, but I think that historically comedians have always been the ones to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, the comedians have always been the most fearless speakers of truth.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Biggest one of those is George Carlin.
Yeah.
Are the comedians in Israel doing comedy?
No,
No.
they try, but
I can't even imagine.
no.
So I'm telling you, I have been going around the world since this began, for real. Paris, we're going tomorrow, but we're going back to Frankfurt. I did Berlin, and I'm sorry, we're going to Düsseldorf, back to Germany. My third time in Germany.
Wow.
And then Vienna, and then all over America. And I'm in front of Jewish audiences that I'm giving them an hour and 15 minutes break from the war. At the end, we sing Hatikva. And it's because we're not living in Israel that we can do that. I don't know if so I usually don't have guests like you. I usually don't talk about the war that much. I give my shtichs and my stechs in,
Yeah.
but in a comical way. I don't usually unload all
No,
what
you
I'm
can
really
laugh
thinking.
about it. I mean,
You have to be
Yeah.
able to laugh at it.
yeah, I think this is something very like that the Jewish had since the Holocaust and before
Yes.
the humor.
One of the comedians in Israel that I really forgot the name, said that Hamas is worse than the Nazis because the Nazis didn't take Holocaust survivors as hostages.
Oh,
He
that's
spun it
funny.
very well.
Yeah,
He
that's
spun it
funny.
very well. But there's your joke, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah.
think it was, I saw that.
He actually opened for me when I was in
Was it
Tel Aviv.
Yochai Sponder?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I saw the one you did with Judy
Yeah.
with the tunnels and the
Yeah.
man cave.
Uh-huh.
It was funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have to listen, you have to find some time to laugh and regroup. And
Of
outside of
course.
Israel, you guys in Israel are uniting over the sorrow. Outside, we have to unite. I, I just came from Florida. I had 6 sold out shows. The one that really stuck out in my heart the most was this show we did in Aventura at the Beth Torah Beni Rock campus synagogue. 800 people came. It's one of those big conservative synagogues, and to see the whole place full, not on a holiday. It wasn't Yom Kippur, it wasn't Rosh Hashanah. Every seat was spoken for. Every seat was sold and taken, and they all came in and we laughed. At the end, we sang Hatikva, and I said, I do my little spiel to get them out of the comedy into the war, and then sing Hatikva, and it's so in Israel. You can't do that yet, right?
No, we can laugh. We can, yeah. I mean, we have to, but it's the main, like it just said. But
The main thing in Israel
yeah,
that's uniting you is what's happening in the war.
Yeah, and
I feel like it's here though too. I feel like everybody, at least in my world, like everybody's heads are.
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe your world because you have an Israeli husband, a real Israeli husband.
I do have
But
a real
in Israel, they're
Israeli
sitting there and they're saying, הבת של יונית והבן של אבי והחברים
Yeah.
של מוטי, יש להם, they have their friend who's this and that. And the connection to a hostage or a soldier that's in there right now that no one's heard from in 3 is there. In America, did you see the video what happened?
Right now,
Did you see the girl that was taken? Yeah, I posted the kidnapped soldier because I really feel bad. But when you're in Israel, it's your kishkas.
Yeah.
Over here, it's a part of...
I'm on the Israeli side because we're talking to like the soldiers every day. We're getting them like tziyud, and we're also working with all of those videos that like I've been doing with Judy Gold and Daniel. We're working with like the family hostage forum. The whole idea is to try and like keep talking.
Yeah, I think this is what really helped us. Yes. This is why we are so fell in love again with like Michael Rappaport and everyone that come to Israel, Jerry Seinfeld, and because we are so bad in PR.
Yeah,
we are so bad.
So bad.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have it.
We're the worst. The families of the hostages went on their own because they knew that Israel wouldn't do a good job. With the PR for that.
Yeah,
and the PR for Israel is absolutely horrendous. And there's nothing. I don't know. There's just
Biden is the news, like is the big star now.
No,
Biden's a big star in Israel.
Yeah, I mean the girls after he said don't, all the girls just melted.
Don't what?
He said to the Arabs. We make fun of it. Like he had a speech and then he say, and everyone who's tried to fight or do something to Israel, don't. And then he became like
that was his
Prince
moment.
Charming. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's great. Listen, he put 2 aircraft carriers over there.
Yeah.
It's all heating up. That's all heating up too. It's all.
Yeah, this
also,
is why.
Also in the Torah and the Talmud, that this is what happens before a whole bunch of things happen. That the bigger country's going to come, and it all boils down to Iran and who's going to see. Let's go see what happens there now.
Yeah.
Yes, there's aircraft carriers and destroyers and all of that in the region.
This is why I don't give a shit about those pro-Palestinians, because we have Biden and we have the America support. So they can scream whatever they want, they can protest, but it's not gonna change anything. Like,
I don't know about that. You need to be on top of. This Biden needs to feel pressure. That the Jewish people need to make sure he understands.
But in
1 second he can turn.
You think?
But yes, all of them. In 1 second they can turn. It was wherever their votes are coming from. Wherever their votes.
Especially because there's an election soon.
Yes.
So, and he still help us and send us stuff. This is why I think he's stronger than that, than the מה שיגידו עליו.
What they're going to say about
what they're going to say about
you know
him.
What I mean?
Yeah, he's Listen, he can't. He
No, maybe
can't
I'm wrong.
not
I
help
really
Israel.
don't understand
But
about
he,
politics.
listen, he was every
No,
every
I
day you
think-
every day you open the news. One day he said maybe yes a ceasefire, maybe no a ceasefire. So it's very ebbs and flows.
No,
the
but I
life
think
for,
everybody who is a reasonable person understands that
Exactly.
Israel is the only democracy in the
Right.
Middle East.
Yeah.
And a lot of Arab countries want peace with Israel
Mhm.
also.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it like this, but politics is business,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And
Of course.
that's
they want to
what-
do business with Israel.
yeah, they
Correct,
want to do
yes.
business. They want to make money.
The Abraham Accords that were put together by Jared Kushner was and Trump was amazing, and it should have continued. It was an agreement with 4 countries, and it should have continued once there was a new president. They should have continued
Yeah.
working with the other countries, but they didn't. They didn't.
So why people hate the Jews so much?
It's a very good question. We don't have enough time. We have the
Yeah.
studio only for an hour,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so yeah.
So,
But what's your final take from here? You were in Israel from the beginning till you're 2 weeks now in New York.
yeah.
What's like now that you've had a little?
Before I came, people say, "Oh, just don't show your Israeli. Just protect yourself. Don't talk Hebrew. Don't say this is our life. Don't go with the star. Don't."
Right.
And here I see every American, every Jew.
Everybody's wearing
No?
a star now. Everybody
You're
has
going,
their star
yeah.
out.
When
I
Yamka,
tuck this in when I'm.
you're scared.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm.
Yeah, it's in Hebrew.
this, and I have
She's
this.
pointing to her earrings and to her necklaces, and
I don't know.
she's
After
got a full
Octo-
Judaica store hanging
Yeah.
off of her neck.
well, this is from Kerem Shalom, one of the
Wow.
kibbutz name
Mhm.
that
It's really near Gaza. Yeah.
we've been collecting
Wow.
toys and stuff to rebuild the playrooms
This is
there
amazing.
for months. So they sent us this.
And you have a band that's for the wrist, right?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Everybody
this
has. and
Everybody
the
has
dog,
their,
Everybody has something.
The dog.
Yeah.
But the
I never felt I needed to wear a star. I just opened my mouth.
hilarious.
did.
I just
No.
open my mouth and they know this is a Jew.
But wait
Yeah.
a second. I want to say that before October 7th, I never really thought about wearing my earrings on the subway
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
what-
And now I do think about it.
You thought something changed about the anti-Semitism? You
Yes.
thought something.
We had Isaac
was great.
Mizrahi on the podcast, and he had a tichel. His what's it called? A shmat on his head
Yeah.
was Jewish stars.
Yeah.
This was before the war.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he was just walking around Manhattan with a shmat al rosh,
Yeah.
and I don't know if he'd wear it today. Anyway, I'm so happy you were able to join us,
I'm
and
so happy.
it was definitely
It was
it's a
pleasure.
turn for me. I don't usually do this stuff. People come to my page and my comedy for relief from
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And I do have it all bottled inside me. This is where I'm from. I'm from Israel. I was there when the war began.
No, but
have
you
family
can't
there.
leave it all day.
You can't live it all day,
Yeah.
especially when you have to get on stage at night and make people
Mhm.
happy and make people not sad about that. It can't be everything that's engrossed in you.
Yeah.
But again, I always say, everybody is doing whatever they can. She's sending
We
Periel
feel it
sending
in
helmets
Israel.
and help to Israel, financial and physical things. I'm making people who are Jewish, just giving them a moment of just,
I just
The-
want to say
yeah.
that keep doing it because we
Yeah.
are so grateful and it fills our heart with hope and love and it's really helpful. It's really helpful because we have no time to do anything and you really help us.
yeah, listen, my friend went to Israel, Dina. She went to Israel basically with a bunch of women from Great Neck, and they were just hugging the soldiers when they came back. And the soldiers like, why are you here? Why did you come to Israel? Like, what you, they were in shock and they were so moved and they
Yeah.
were so
Yeah.
everybody's doing what they can.
Yeah.
What would be if you wanted to plug one organization that you're working with? What can we tell people to go to?
Wow.
What's on your wrist? No.
What's on your wrist?
Bring them home.
Is that a campaign?
Yeah.
Is there a
Yeah.
.com? Is there some?
Yeah,
kind of-
just write on
Instagram.
bring them home.
bring them home on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Bring them home on Instagram. And you can find out how to help there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then that's where your
Yeah.
main.
Yeah. And just don't forget, like, all those people who wear the yellow ribbon. Just don't forget and just make us feel
No, you
that
can't
you're
forget
with
about
us.
these people.
Yeah.
You cannot forget about
Yeah.
them.
You
So-
also can't forget about plugging all of
Oh,
your
yes.
shows.
So again, thank you very, very much
Thank you.
for doing this
Thank you
with us.
so
And
much.
do you want to tell us what your Instagram is or
Yeah.
anything about you?
It's Neta Shoham. But you don't have to. I don't know.
Okay, I'm sure you'll probably put it in the
I'll put it in.
yes, and then bring them homes.
Yeah,
And
bring them home
on.
is the mates. So
And I'm at
Bring them
Periel.
homes like I'm a
Bring-
landlord. Bring them a home. Bring him a home. Bring him a home too. Bring them home. Okay, everybody, we have tour dates to tell you about for us. I know it's hard. You see, this is why I don't usually do this kind of heavy stuff.
Why?
Because now we're talking about comedy. We went from bring them home to bring them home and then bring them to Huntington, the Paramount Theater in Huntington, February 16th and 15th. Boston, the Wilbur Theater, we added a show. I'm going to be there Thursday, 28th and 29th. Also, San Diego, the Balboa, March 3rd. I'm going to be in Glenside, Pennsylvania, the Keswick Theater. St. Louis, Missouri, the Sheldon Theater. Royal Oak, Minnesota. Right?
Michigan?
No, Michigan. Royal Oak, the Royal Oak Music Hall in MI, Michigan. Wow, they was gonna kill me. Montclair, New Jersey, the Wilmont Theater, Dallas, Texas. I think we're gonna be adding a show there too because the first one sold out at the AT&T Performance Arts Center, the Wiley Hall. Orlando, Florida, the Performance Arts Center there. Cleveland, Ohio. Pittsburgh, PA. That's going to be great. The Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall and the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. We'll be there on April 11th. Terrytown Music Hall, Red Bank, New Jersey. ModiLive.com. That's where you can see where all these shows are. Get tickets. I don't know if it's going to air before the show in Dusseldorf and Vienna, but there's shows there too. And be the friend that brings the friends to the comedy show. Find a show near you, a show near your friend, buy a bunch of tickets, be the one that invites the friends to the comedy show. That is real Mashiach energy. Thank you again to A&H Provisions and also to Whites and Luxembourg for being our partners on the podcast. And thank you again, Neta, and of course, Periel.
Thank you.